the greater message is we got to stand up against it. We have to say, like, it is our innate human right to have our bodies safe and secure.
This is Faith Complex, a conversation about religion, politics, and art, with your host, Ghazi bin Hamid.
Hello, my name is Ghazi bin Hamid and you're watching Faith Complex. Joining us today is journalist and Muslim feminist Asra Nomani. Asra, welcome back to Faith Complex.
Thanks so much.
So what we're looking at is shocking footage from December of 2011 where a fully veiled unknown protester is stripped down to her bare blue bra and brutally beaten by the Egyptian military in Tahrir Square, Cairo. It's gone viral all around the world, blowing up YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and the blogosphere. And it's become the rallying cry for tens and thousands of women in Egypt. So what do you make of these images?
Well, I think the response to the images is what's really remarkable, not only in Tahrir Square in Egypt, but in Pakistan, in Canada, in the U.S., in far corners of the Muslim world. Something remarkable is happening. Like in Urdu, my native language, we have a word that's called ghairat. It means honor. So what's the word for honor in Arabic?
Honor in Arabic would be sharaf.
Yes. And so another word that we have is sharam, which means shameless. And what happened is that while this woman was almost stripped naked, typically in our traditional society, she would be the one that was shamed. She would be the one that had been dishonored. But what's really remarkable is we're now taking back the definition of what's honorable and what's shameful, and we're saying that the military dishonored her.
Okay, so if we take a closer look at the video, you notice that after the abuse and the degradation that the woman goes through, one of the soldiers then makes it a point to cover her up again, presumably to respect her modesty. So what do you make of that?
I think perhaps he might have himself felt shame for what had happened. Then he's also trying to protect her honor. And so in all of that, it's confused and it's confusing. And our duty, I think, is to be really clear that if you participate in an act like that, you are the one that's dishonorable. So
we've seen the Egyptian public being angered at the treatment of the blue-browed girl, and you probably know about the forcibly administered virginity tests that occurred during the protests against Hosni Mubarak. In light of the recent string of successes the conservative parties had in Egypt, what do you think is the future of women's rights in Egypt?
This idea of women being the vessels of honor and being judged by whether they are pure or not is centuries old. And it goes into every culture that has existed in this world. So our Western society, for the most part, has concluded that that's inappropriate and that it is not right to judge women by those standards. And what I hope is that in our traditional Muslim Arab communities, we're moving forward too. I am very worried because I believe that in Egypt, for example, this very conservative puritanical stream is emerging into power, and that's only going to mean trouble for women.
This whole incident definitely reflects a larger issue of women's rights in Islam. Do women actually have rights in Islam, or is Islamic feminism an oxymoron?
Yeah, I know to many people, they think it's a contradiction in terms to talk about Islamic feminism. But the truth is that in the 7th century, when Islam was born, we at least had progress. The problem was that that progress basically got stunted in about the 10th, 12th century. So we're a few centuries behind the rest of the world, and that's a serious problem. Yet, I know that inside of Islam, inside of reinterpretation of Quranic verses, we can have a feminist vision of the faith.
As this saga unfolds, does anything remind you of any experiences you may have had as a Muslim feminist and journalist?
Like a lot of women traveling from India to Pakistan to Afghanistan, I have experienced that kind of harassment. In India, I got felt up by a guy that I called Copperfield Swami. He was a Hindu cleric. And then in Pakistan, I got felt up by a guy who claimed to be a Sufi saint. I crossed the border into Afghanistan, and I looked into the eyes of the guy that was supposed to take me from Turkham Gate to the city of Jalalabad, And I knew that if I proceeded on that road, I would end up either dead or raped or both. And so this is our vulnerability in the world. It's a truth from Congo to Samoa for women everywhere. And the greater message is we got to stand up against it. We have to say, like, it is our innate human right to have our bodies safe and secure, and we don't have to sit in dungeons. We don't have to be covered in order to earn that right. We have it just because we walk this earth and we breathe this air. And so in that way, the struggle continues, I think.
Asra, thank you so much for joining us once again at Faith Complex.
Thank you so much. And thank you as a young man for caring about the issues of women in the world, because to me, the men are most of the solution also.
Very true.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asra.
Thanks.